1.3, we were talking about order of operations. Has anybody, I know Facebook is a little too old for us, like I don't have a Facebook either, but has anybody seen this on like Instagram or TikTok or something like that where they have a problem, a math problem that looks like this, and then everybody in the comments is fighting about what the answer is? Have we seen this before? Maybe? Yeah. Okay, so what I want you to do is talk to the people around you, see if you can figure out what the answer to this equation is. Think about it for a couple minutes. What are some of the answers that we got? Anybody want to share what they got? Yeah, what'd you get? 9. Okay. Let's write it down. What else did we get? Because I know somebody didn't get 9. What else? I heard it a few times, yeah. 7? Anybody else get anything different? What'd you get? Okay. Okay, so we're all kind of getting something different. You know what? I'm going to leave you in suspense. We're going to come back to this and see what the right answer is later. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about what are the actual order of operations. Have we heard order of operations before? I assume, yes. You probably have heard it as PEMDAS. Some of you might have heard it as GEMDAS. I like GEMDAS because P stands for parentheses, but there's so many more different things other than parentheses that could be in that first spot. So let's talk about it. The G stands for grouping. We always start with our grouping symbols first. Those most often are parentheses, but other things that you might see are, these are square brackets in the middle there. You might see the curly braces, the ones that are like swoopy. These are absolute value symbols that you might see. And then the last one that I want us to make a note of is a fraction bar. Okay, so if I have a fraction bar like this, we know that fraction bars mean division. But if I have a bunch of stuff going on in the top, like this, okay, each section of that fraction bar acts like parentheses. So before I can do any division or anything like that with my fraction bar, I'm always taking care of the stuff in the top first, and then the stuff in the bottom separately, before I do anything else with that fraction bar. So that is a super common one that pops up and might trick you. And then we just kind of go down this order. This is a long acronym that's going to help us. We start with the grouping symbols, then we go to exponents, so things like squared, cubed, to the 4th power, whatever it is. Then we move on down to multiplication and division. Multiplication and division are kind of interchangeable, right? I know it says MD in that order in the acronym, but the M and the D only depend on what is read left to right. So maybe division's on the left, we do the division first. Maybe multiplication's on the left, we do the multiplication first, like we're reading a book. Then we finish it off from left to right with addition and subtraction. Again, subtraction could be on the left, we do it first. Addition could be on the left, we do that first. Any questions on that? Sometimes we get GEMDASes within GEMDASes because it's like, oh, I have stuff inside of my parentheses. I got to do GEMDAS inside of here. So, right, like there's a lot going on. Okay, we're going to practice. Flip it over to the other side. Oh my goodness, flip it over to the other side. We're not going to solve these first 4. I just want you to shout out, what do we do first? What is going to be our first step? So for letter A, what do we do first? Exponents. We can just shout them out. What about B? Ooh, tricky. Think about GEMDAS. The D for division does come before the S for subtraction, but actually what is this fraction bar acting as? It's acting like parentheses. It's acting like a grouping symbol. So we have to take care of this stuff at the top first, which means that subtraction is actually going to come before the division here. That's a tricky one. What about letter C? What comes first? Multiply. And then letter D, what comes first in here? Exponents. Yeah, we take care of the grouping symbol, but inside of that grouping symbol, we're doing GEMDAS again, and the exponent is going to come before that subtraction. Okay, so With that out of the way, now we're going to actually simplify some of these things, starting with letter A. First things first, I'm going to write GEMDAS over here to remind myself. I don't have any grouping symbols, so I move on to E exponents. I see exponent for 4 squared. I'm going to change that to 16, and I'm going to rewrite everything else. Every single step I do, I need to make sure that I rewrite my entire expression. After E comes multiplication and division from left to right. So 5 times 7 is 35, minus 16 divided by 2. Actually, let me write the whole thing out. 16 divided by 2 is 8. And then I move on. I have subtraction. That's my last step. 35 minus 8 is going to give me 27. And that's my final answer. What we should be careful of is that when we are writing these steps, we are writing them downwards, so each step gets its own line. We're not writing side to side all crazy like. Should be writing up and down. Questions on that one? Okay, letter B. What's going to be my first step in letter B? Jaden. The exponent. Again, when I rewrite this, I'm rewriting the entire thing. 4 plus 3 to the 4th power, you might want your calculator out. It's 81. Over 7 minus 2. Then what? In GEMDAS, division comes next. Am I going to do division next? What am I going to do, Jana? Jade. Why do I think your name is Jana? Jade, yes. 81 and 4, perfect. Then what? What can I do in the same step? Yeah, 7 minus 2, 5. And now all that's left is that division. 85 divided by 5. Again, we might need to put that in our calculators. I think it's 17, if I remember from last class correctly. Any questions on that? Okay. What about letter C? What comes first here? Oh boy, we got a lot of stuff going on. Branson. I knew it started with a B. What did we do for Branson? We have to do what's inside the grouping symbols first. So you're correct the first time. We do 4 minus 2 first. And then once we have that grouping symbol all done, the parentheses are kind of just there as a placeholder. My grouping symbol is completely done once it is simplified. So we no longer treat that as a grouping symbol. What comes next? Adriana. Which one? 8 squared. We're going to do that one first. I can also do the 2 to the 3rd power in this same step. 2 to the 3rd power is 8. Then what comes next? 3 times 8. We see those parentheses are there, but again, they're no longer a grouping symbol. Now they just mean multiplication. So I have 52 plus 64 minus 24. And then I'm going to do my addition and subtraction from left to right. 52 plus 64 is 116 minus 24, which is what, 92? Is that right? Okay, questions there. Last one like this. I've got a ton of different grouping symbols here. How do I know which grouping symbols to do first? James. Yeah, we're going to do the ones that are on the most inside or the innermost. So we're going to start with 18 divided by 6. We rewrite everything else here. 18 divided by 6 is 3. And then again, we repeat. We're going to do the innermost part of my parentheses here. So the 2 plus 3. Ooh. 2 plus 3 is 5. And then now we're just kind of at regular GEMDAS, right? I go through, I have no more grouping symbols left. So next must be my exponents. 3 squared is 9 minus 5. My answer is 4. Questions there? Okay, with the person around you or people around you, look at A and B. Find the error in simplifying these expressions. Move on. Okay, for letter A, what's the problem? What'd they do wrong? Read. They should. They did divide 12 by 6. 12 by 2, right? We want to make sure that when we're doing multiplication and division, that we're doing it from left to right. They did the multiplication first, 2 times 3, when they should have done 12 divided by 2 first. Left to right for multiplication and division. What about letter B? What'd they do wrong? Max? Is that your name? Subtraction before multiplication. Yeah, they did 4 minus 5 instead of 5 times 10. So that's what we should have done first. Multiplication before subtraction. Oops. Oh my gosh. Subtraction. Any questions on that? Okay, let's go back to our first problem. Let's reveal. So our answers that we had gotten before are 9, 7, and 1. Does anybody want to stand by their answer? No? We're all a little bit scared. Jaden, what do you think? Yeah. It's 9. Watch what we're doing here. So 6 divided by 2. I do the grouping symbols first. 1 plus 2 to get 3. And then remember what I said. Those grouping symbols, once they're simplified, they're not grouping symbols anymore. What is this now? What do we treat this as? It's multiplication. And we know that division and multiplication go left to right. So 6 divided by 2 is 3 times 3. Our answer should have been 9. I know, yeah. All right, that's all I got.